But to get to our first topic, the box office.
So, a few weeks back, I was talking about how I was thinking that at this point, The Nun might be the top grossing horror movie of the season. The existence of Five Nights at Freddy's is something my brain has refused to acknowledge.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to do as well as I thought. Or although I guess if you look at the trend, it is below the trend, but
Yeah,
it's still doing well.
it's got the big weekend pop. I've heard from other podcasts that this thing is already, it was basically broke even before they even put it in theaters because of the fee they got to put it on Peacock.
Right? Yeah.
So at this point, this is a massive moneymaker, and I think this is even Blumhouse.
Is it Blumhouse? Let's see.
That should be on the left.
Yeah. Summary. It is. Oh yeah, product. Yeah, Blumhouse. Yeah.
Man, they just own horror at this point.
Yeah, they do. Well, yeah, especially low budget horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because they also had The Nun, and yeah, they seem to have the ones that are at least doing decently.
Yeah. Well, except for The Exorcist, but
What are Peacock? Chengus is here as well. Hey, Chengus,
oh yeah, Jenkins.
What are Peacock's numbers now after Five Nights at Freddy's? I want to say the last I looked at it, it was like 20 million. They're definitely kind of like the sick man of streaming services, but
Yeah, but they're not overdoing it like they were at say Disney or even Paramount.
right. Let's see here. Daniel, I'm gonna answer his question as of the last quarterly report. Yeah, I mean, so Five Nights at Freddy's. It sounds like it's getting some decent reviews. Or I should say, it's getting awful reviews. But the people who actually matter, fans and people who don't hold the politics of the creator of the games against it, are being
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yes. And from other reviews I've heard, it's pretty good movie. So
Yeah, I've heard some of the extreme fanboys and fangirls not being entirely happy with the adaptation, but it's that
yeah,
you're not hearing anybody say, I don't know, Jake Fazbear or anything like that.
yeah, yeah. Well, and I'll be honest too. I never played the games, so I don't really know much about it. I've heard it's like a haunted Chuck E. Cheese, basically.
Yep, I've played some of the first game. I don't think I ever got past Wednesday or Thursday.
Uh,
Um, because the first game is basically it's a bunch of twitch motions. You only have so much, like you have a limited amount of time that you're trying to survive as these haunted things go around the abandoned Chuck E. Cheese, and you have to close the door at the right time, but you can't leave the doors closed because it drains your battery. So it's all about resource management
oh, I hate
and
games
jump
like
skills.
I hate games like that. That's why I could never play like Resident Evil because of that. And Chinga says it's all right. Yeah.
You know what? All right is okay.
Yeah. Um,
Let's see here. So I'm looking at, of course, like most streaming services, Peacock's is still, a net money loser. So your Peacock paid subscribers increased to nearly 80% compared to the prior year to 28 million, including net additions of 4 million in the quarter. So it's like
mm,
very small numbers, but they're moving in the right direction, and that's a pretty, 80% growth in a year is nothing to sneeze at.
yeah, that's true. And Chinga says, yeah, it was a haunted Chuck E. Cheese. Then they added lore, and now I don't know what those games are.
Yeah, I think the only person who knows is Matt Pat, and he just knows by throwing crap at the wall. Oh, also, he's in the movie, and he says the line, "I have a theory." So,
All right.
also for reference, quarterly revenue for Peacock. Let's see, was that? Oh yeah, it was 830 million in a quarter off of those 28 million people, and but for comparison, Oppenheimer grossed 900 million. So it's still less money than a really big blockbuster would bring in, but I suppose it's also you've got the advantage of it being recurring, guaranteed revenue as long as people don't cancel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, now go through the. I guess we can go through the rest of the list here. So Taylor Swift dropped down to two, which is fine
Yep.
with me. uh,
Yeah.
and then Killers of the Flower Moon is just oh
Yeah. Yeah. This thing cost as much of as a Marvel movie to make, so they aren't seeing that money back.
no, they are not. Yeah, as we can
But
see here. Yeah.
like it'll have a long tail because it's a Scorsese movie.
Hmm.
And there's the fact that it's a Scorsese movie, you'll have other Scorsese movies helping to buoy it up with, oh, get the entire Martin Scorsese collection on Amazon Prime for $50 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a slow road to getting that money back. Hope the Oscar's worth it. Hope you get the Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Marty does need some more Oscars.
Well, I'm just glad I don't own any Paramount stock right about now.
Yeah. And then we got a new movie here from Angel Studios. This is the same ones
It's
that
another
put out.
faith-based movie.
Yeah, they did Sound of Freedom. Let's
I doubt
see.
this is going to get quite the same response. Although at
Uh,
the end, that'd be hilarious if you just had the guy show up at the end of every movie. Hey, we're fighting right now to conquer death.
yeah.
Here's where you can donate.
Thank you, Mr. Caviezel. Yeah. So it's feature film that explores the afterlife based on real. Oh, okay, real near death experiences made by
Yeah.
scientists. Okay, yeah.
Uh, the one issue with the way people talk about near-death experiences, so how everyone talks about the light.
Mhm.
That really only started becoming a thing once you had hospitals with bright electrical lights in the ceiling. So
Oh.
at least that's the theory I've heard.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah. But yeah. So Exorcist dropped down to five. Uh,
With which am I reading that right? Is a $3 million weekend in its fourth week?
yeah, 3.2.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, just under 60 million domestic.
Disney got a little more free money by re-releasing The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm,
Paw Patrol continues to make a lot of money compared to its budget.
yes. Another new movie, Freelance. Don't know anything about that. Oh, John Cena. Nah.
I I, I think I saw the Film Threats review of that, and it did not sound encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not a big fan of John Cena, so I think I can skip that one.
I like the meme. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's here. Saw
Saw
X and the
X
creator.
and the creator. Yeah. All right. So, couple of some new movies in here. Obviously, the big one, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem to be hurt much by the fact that you can watch it on Peacock for free. But again, that's because you don't have all that many Peacock subscribers.
Right. Yeah. And as Film Threat pointed out in their review, you got enough people that really enjoyed the video games that they will pay to go see it in the theater. So you so you got that. It has that going for it.
Right, and you know that there's going to be a lot of if they have any brains at all, there's going to be big collector's editions and behind the
Yeah.
scenes, and
Yeah, and I think they're already going to do sequels. I think they've already got sequels in the works. So
they'd be fools not to.
yeah, that's true.